Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. I'm so excited that you're joining me tonight. I have some fun projects to share with you. I'll be using the new Simply Marbleous designer paper. This is one of the free gifts that you can choose during Sale-a-bration, which is almost half over. I cannot believe that it is already the end of January. I don't know where this month has gone, but it has been busy. And I'm sure most of you who are watching have already put in your first Sale-a-bration order. Sale-a-bration ends on February 28th, so you have almost exactly 1 month left until the end of Sale-a-bration. And if you're not familiar with how this works, during Sale-a-bration, when you order $50 or more, you can choose a free gift from this little mini booklet. So if you haven't seen this booklet yet, if you don't have one and you want one, let me know. Here's a little quick peek. We've got the Island Vibes stamp set, the Daffodil Afternoon designer paper, Catching Butterflies, Driving By, Sunshine and Rainbows paper, the Simply Marbleous paper. This is the one I'm going to show you tonight. We've been playing with the awesome otters. I had a video with Mom where we shared some friendly hello projects. And my very favorite is Special Moments. Both Special Moments and the Friendly Hello are free with $100 order here in the United States. This stamp set is so versatile. There's also a free stamp set that you can get when you have a huge order. If you order $300 or more, you can get the Calming Camellia, or you can get this when you host a party that's $300 or more. In fact, I have a party coming up in just over a week with Alita in California. I'm so excited. Even though I'm in Illinois, we'll be doing our party on Zoom, so we can still connect and craft together. So I'm really hoping that Alita will earn this Calming Camellia stamp set. I'm going to use this one tonight. In fact, I'm going to use several of the Sale-a-bration goodies along with the Simply Marbleous paper. So I've got 3 projects to share with you tonight, and a little sneak peek of a new product that's coming out in February. But before I dig in, I just want to say hello, everybody. I see all your comments coming through. Thank you so much, Tony and Kay and Pam, for sharing my video. I'm so appreciative. And I see some first timers. Lisa, welcome. And I think it was Susan who said that she was so excited. Yes, that you're catching this live. I'm so glad that you're all here. And Dawn is watching live for the first time. That's amazing. Hello. Okay, so if this is your first time watching, Thursday Night Stamp Therapy is my weekly video series, and I do it live on Facebook. So I hope that you'll find me over there. In fact, you don't need to be a member of Facebook in order to see my public page where I do this live video, but I do save the video and put it up on YouTube. So if you prefer to watch things over on YouTube, no problem. It usually gets up there late Thursday night or Friday morning. Last week I totally forgot, and I was doing Sunday stamping, and I was like, wait a second, where's my Thursday video? And it never got up there. Oh my goodness. Let's dig in. I'm so excited. Have you guys ordered this Simply Marbleous designer paper? This Sale-a-bration gift item is a 6x6 designer paper. So it comes exactly this size. And there are 48 sheets. You get 8 sheets each of 6 different colors. So we've got 2 different blues. And then we have a yellow and a gray, a pink, and a purple. And what's fun about this Marbleous designer paper is that the opposite side is a different marble. I almost think of this like as a liquid marble or like a silk. So each one is the same color, and we just have the opposite pattern on there. I think I'm more drawn to this side, like the stone marble. In fact, I'm going to be using the stone marble on all my projects tonight. But you guys tell me, which one do you prefer? Do you like the stone marble, or I'm going to call it the liquid marble? It reminds me of like nail polish kind of, right? So stone marble or liquid marble. I'm trying to think if I have that. Oh gosh, I made this really cute waterfall card with the otters last week, and we used the liquid one. And where did I put that card? Well, I think it's I think it's across the room or something right now. It's not within reach. So let's dig in. Like I said, we're going to make 3 cards, all using this, the marble paper, because I really wanted to show the versatility, but I also wanted to show off some of the other Stampin' Up! Or the Sale-a-bration gift choices. So this first card, we're going to use the Catching Butterflies stamp set, and I actually don't have this card like pre-designed, so we're just kind of going on the fly here. I love this bright yellow color, so I paired it with a Saffron card base, and I also, you can see, I die cut it. I used the scallop contour dies, which is this one, to die cut the scallop rectangle from the designer paper. So the front of the card is going to be this piece here, and I cut the designer paper to 3 3/4 inches by 5, and then the white piece is the standard card front layer, 4 inches by 5 1/4. So they all layer together on the front, and what we're going to do is we're going to stamp, oh, I already got it out, silly me. We're going to stamp the little girl, and she'll go like right here in the window. So I'm going to remove the layer, and we're going to stamp directly on the white. Now, this is, I tried to center as best I could, so I'm just going to center as best I can with our little girl, and hopefully it'll all just line up fine. If you want to be more exact, then you can use the Stamparatus, or you can, you know, do a little trace with pencil to make sure that you're getting it within the frame that you want. But let's see how we did. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. We also have this really cute butterflies. I love these little butterflies, and I was debating about how to stamp them. I think I'm going to do one butterfly here in the front. Oh man, do you see that? This has all this extra rubber, and I caught a little bit of ink right there. I'm going to use my little sand eraser and see if I can get rid of that mark. That's so disappointing. You know what? We haven't colored anything yet. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to, boop, turn our paper over, and we're going to try again on the other side. So let's stamp our girl first. And now I'm going to show you, before I stamp the butterfly, I'm going to show you my little trick for avoiding that ink problem. Okay, so first the little girl. And I still think, yep, perfect. And then we're going to take scissors. Okay, so see, the problem is the ink is catching on this extra rubber. We don't need that extra rubber. So I'm just going to come in here with my scissors and try to cut away some of that extra rubber so that we don't get that ink on our project when we try to stamp again. So if you're noticing that you have halos and you're not pushing that hard, it could just be there's some extra, just some extra rubber, and you can just sort of give it, I really kind of chopped it there, but now it's not going to catch. And so that's what matters. It's still going to stamp. In fact, even better because I don't have my little halo. All right, we're going to do some coloring. And here's what I'm really excited to tell you about is starting in February, on February 1st, we have this new all together, I don't want to get ink on it here. This new all together collection. So this is brand new. It includes a stamp set, designer paper, and these natural tone blends. Now tune in on Sunday, because Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, Mom and I are going to share some projects made using the whole collection, including the stamp set and the designer paper. But I just wanted to show you real quick these natural tone Stampin' Blends. These are going to be carried over to the new annual catalog that will start in May, and these other items will be available until May. The dies are while supplies last, so if you love those, you want to make sure that you order right away, February 1st, and you'll be able to get celebration gifts when you purchase this stuff, so that's really exciting. I love these natural tone blends because we have an opportunity to have a whole rainbow of skin tones and other browns that you can use for otters and trees and, you know, things like that. So natural tone Stampin' Blends, and they have numbers instead of colors. So we've got 1000, which is a really like very pink color, all the way down to 100, and I just love that. So they're paired up, just whichever ones are next to each other. They're not necessarily like light and dark shades of the same color. They're just paired with the next number color. So I also wanted to show you currently, like right now in January, we have a combination that includes ivory and bronze, just those two colors. So I wanted to show you how those look next to the Stampin', the new natural tone blends, so you could see how you have so much more variety in choosing skin tones if you're coloring, or like I said, for anything, right? For your otters or whatever else. So I'm going to use my new natural tone blends, and I think I'm going to go with an 800 on her. I should have pulled these out ahead of time. 400, 900, 800, but I want to do, I'm going to do, no, I think what, okay, I do want to add like a little bit of shading. So I'm going to do 800 and 900, and 900 is a lighter color, 800 is the darker color. So I'm going to kind of go do like an outline here. Oh my, that sounds like nails on a chalkboard. And then I'm going to come back with the one that's just a little lighter, and I'm going to color in the whole thing. So the chart that I have here, I printed from the demonstrator website. So if you're a demonstrator, then you can download this right now, and I think I can share it. So on February 1st, when I share the information about this all together promotion, I'll also link up to the chart. So if you want to print your own and make up a chart, I find it really handy, because sometimes you can't tell from the marker lids. So I find it really handy to see it on the cardstock and be able to decide what colors I want to use. Now, I just realized there's some beautiful browns here as well. So I think I like 200 for her hair. So I'm going to do 200 and maybe even some 100 like variation in there. So let's do that next. Oh, I just am so excited about this awesome variety. Although I think now what we need is some like red hair. I guess Cajun Craze maybe is close. If you're a first-time watcher, I have 4 kids, and 2 of them have beautiful red hair, just like their father, and my other 2 girls have brown hair like me. So this little girl reminds me of my daughter Elise. She is just such a free little spirit, and I could totally see her just running and collecting butterflies. I'm going to add some darker colors in here, just sort of some lines to, you know, distinguish that like wavy hair and sort of bring in that texture. Oh, I love that. I love that. You know what I feel like this could use is a little bit, I'm going to do a little 700, which is kind of got some rose in it. And I'm going to just do like a little, like, I'm trying to do like a little rosy cheek. Let's see here. That's 600. I need to order some more of the Stampin' Blend marker containers to store mine, because 600, all of my Stampin' Blends that I have right now, they fill up. Okay, am I missing one? 700. This is the one I wanted. Okay, see, like this is the color that I want, and this is the marker lid. Like I never would have guessed that that was what it looked like. I wouldn't have known that it had so much red in it. Okay, I'm gonna lift this up. This is on my desk. Okay, so Stampin' Up has these awesome trays. This is so funny to try to share this. These awesome trays that you can get, and I think they're in a package of like, I want to say 4 maybe. So I just need to buy some more of those Stampin' storage trays for my Stampin' Blends, and then I'll have room for these new natural tones. Oh, I was gonna do like a little cheek, but her face is not even. I do not like that. Well, She doesn't have like this side is bigger than that side, so it's just not very natural, is it? I might try to blend this a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make it worse. What am I getting? I think I'm getting the color from underneath. Okay. When experiments go wrong, you just start again. I'll try to color fast. Use the lifter to lighten it. That's a good idea, but do you see the black? Like, I think it's from the back side kind of showing through. So I'm just going to do it one more time again, and I'll color fast. And maybe I don't know. I'm going to skip the cheek color, the little blush, because I think, oh, come on. That is how my day is going. See all that ink there? Don't push too hard when you stamp. You don't need to push that hard. If you don't push hard, then you won't get that that crazy line. All right, we were using 900 and 200 and 100 and 800. So let's do a zippity doodah quick version. Okay, so now is the fun part because we get to color her dress. And originally I was thinking that we would color her dress yellow because the background is yellow, but I think with her skin tone, I think we're going to want a different color. So what do you think about maybe pink or purple? And maybe we'll just do yellow for the butterfly. So leave a comment and let me know if you think her dress should be pink or purple. And I'll see what you guys think and choose the Stampin' Blends that I'm going to use next. In the meantime, that butterfly is going to be yellow. And I'm going to choose the light smoky slate and add some outline to her net just to make this come alive a little bit. Kay is saying pink. Sean likes purple. Oh, you know what? I could do blue too. I'm not going to throw in more options. Pink or purple. Hi, Maria. I'm so happy you're here. And hello, Donna. You're not that far from me. Right now we're voting on pink or purple to color the Catching Butterfly dress. And it looks like I've got 2 pinks, 3 purples, 3 pinks, 4 pinks, 5 pinks. Amanda says pink because purple and yellow are Viking colors. Oh, okay. Pink, 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 purple, purple, purple. I think you're going to be pretty split on this, which I honestly thought that you would be, because I think they're both good options. So let's do pink. And I have the light and dark Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to start by coloring the, wow, that's bright. Ooh, a fun, fun, fun spring dress. Okay, so in another video in December, I did a Catching Butterflies card, which I'll show you in just a second. And I did paper piecing for the dress. So I stamped and then on designer paper, and then I cut out the designer paper and glued it over the dress. So it looked like she had a pattern dress. It was really, really cool. And I love the way that turned out. And that one was purple, so this will be this will be our pink. Oh, that is just the sweetest. Isn't that just so sweet? I love that. I think we need a little bit of sparkle. Let's break out our Wink of Stella, and I'm going to put some sparkle on the net and also on the butterfly. You know what? How about the dress as well? Yes. Oh no, though, I think it's, I think we're seeing some of those lines come through. Okay, I love that. I'm kind of wishing, though, that I had a blue sky going on back there, but I think this is going to be just fine for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some Stampin' Dimensionals on the frame, because I'm going to have this pop up a little bit, and then we're going to stamp, and maybe we need to do pink for the sentiment to tie that in again. I like that idea. I'm doing one in each corner and then also one in the middle of each side. April says pink and purple. Oh, the dress is not that big, and I'm afraid that I'm not that patient to color so detailed. But I always say, you guys, when you make this card at home, can color her dress whatever color you'd like. I think blue would be really pretty too. Okay, so we have, by the way, here is that purple version. Isn't that pretty? I did a little bit of the paper piecing there for her dress. And I used the same die, actually. I just used the reverse of it. Okay, so we need a little pink paper. Let's get that out. That is like way more pink than I had intended. And it actually makes me wonder if we should switch up our card base and use a different yellow that is brighter. Okay, hold up. This card needs a major intervention. I did not like the way that I was going here. I kind of ended up with the pink dress, and I added the pink sentiment, and I hated it so much I didn't even glue it down. So after the video, I decided to remake it a little bit. So I'm going to jump in and kind of show you what I did to improve on this Catching Butterflies card. So first of all, I took the same marble designer paper, and I had my layer that was over the white one, and I die cut them at the same time with the same die that I used to die cut here, except I made a big change. I die cut the white layer too. Now this one I'm going to discard. I'm just going to save it for another project. Let's move this bit out of the way. One of the big changes I decided to make was, instead of using the stone front, I decided to use that liquid marble front because it has a lot more contrast. And I also decided to color the dress in yellow. I really liked keeping the card like all yellow and not introducing that other color that just didn't seem right. But I love the way that keeping the white stitch die allows there to be like a border and really frames the whole card. So here it is without the border, and you're going to see how much like it just pulls everything in. So let's start by layering things on our card. We're going to put that white base down with regular adhesive, and I still want to use Stampin' Dimensionals under the designer paper to have it be a little bit higher. So first, let's get this on with the regular adhesive. Oops, let me turn this over. There we go. And I'm going to add this one in, and I'm using regular adhesive on this as well. So this is going to be all flat right with the rest of the card, but then this one, which is cut to be centered at the same time, is going to go on with the Stampin' Dimensionals. So the designer series paper frame will be popped up and kind of give it that dimension that it needs. And so the other thing that I did was I stamped and colored the little girl again, and I cut her out with I just fussy cut with scissors. So there's not a die to go with this one, but I just tried to do my best to just cut around most of it. There were some places where it was hard to cut around because, you know, like the hair and in there, I did leave that. Oops. I think I got it. Okay, so I've got the border here, and you can see how well, like already, that just sort of like frames the inside of the space that's left. So we're going to add her with some Stampin' Dimensionals as well, and so she's going to pop out. And by cutting her out and using Stampin' Dimensionals, now we can like overlap the frame a little bit. And I love that she can kind of come out of that frame. I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to stamp a butterfly and color it in a little bit with the light Stampin' Blend, and add some sparkle with the Wink of Stella. Really sticking with the yellow here. Now I do want to incorporate the greeting, but instead of doing it up here and covering up the net, I'm going to add it low down here. And because I've cut her out, I can lift up that paper underneath the foot and have it not interfere. So this is also going to go on with some Stampin' Dimensionals, and it's going to go across the bottom. I'm using white. I really hesitated about, you know, bringing in another color, so I just stuck with white and yellow. So on this one, I brought in the pink, and it was just too dark. It was too much. But I love the balance here. Now, we always talk about doing embellishments in 3, and I stamped a butterfly here, and so I'm going to add a third one to finish out that trio. And this one I have on Stampin' Dimensionals, so I can kind of have him overlap the stitched border. Oh my gosh, isn't it so much better? Here is the other card, and it would have gone on the So Saffron card base, and you can just see like it's framed so much better here. I love how I stuck with the monochromatic. You can see that net, and it's all popped up and just really comes to life. I'm kind of embarrassed by that card. Let me bring it on my sample here. On the inside, I used the white instead of using the die cut as I had originally planned to, and I stamped some butterflies and collecting sweet thoughts of you. So much fun. Okay, so I hope that you like this newer version. Let's move on and go to the next card. This one uses purple, and I'm using the Calming Camellia stamp set. So this is the one I was saying at the beginning that you can get for free when you have a $300 order or when you host a party that is $300 or more. So I'm using the purple marble designer paper on this one, and I'm going to make 2 cards because I have them kind of half done already. So for this one, I'm using 2 pieces, one for each card. That is 2 inches. And then I'm going to have it go down the side of the card, so 5.5 inches long. Okay, so 2 pieces that are 2 by 5.5. And I have one for another card. So you can get 3 card pieces from each of the 6 by 6 pieces. Okay, and I have 2 of these scallop rectangles stamped, and so you can see I'm just stamping that beautiful distinctive image. I'm using the Highland Heather, and I'm going to just stamp on the large rectangle. This stamp is so pretty, like I feel like you don't even need to do that much to it, and you can make a beautiful card. I'm angling it just a little bit. Give it a good pressure, and wowzer. Now, if you're noticing that you have this stamp or any distinctive stamp and you just don't have the same kind of image, like you don't have the same detail, it could be that your ink pad is really juicy. And for that, I would just take like a plastic spoon or something and just sort of rub the ink to the side so it's not so juicy, and then you'll get a better impression. I'm using the You're in My Thoughts Today stamp, and I stamped on this punch out. I usually don't do this, but for this card, I brought in my Purply Posy Cardstock from, well, it's retired, from the last year's in colors, right? It just retired. So pretty, gorgeous purple, because I loved that it kind of went very well with this paper. So if you still have Purple Posy, that is the color I use there. And if you don't, you could just use, you could use a white circle. You could like, do a wash with the watercolor, you know, with Highland Heather, or you could use the designer paper and have your sentiment be on the designer paper. Okay, we're going to glue these pieces down first. Oops. And then glue them onto the card on the left side. I feel like oh yeah, I missed a whole bunch of comments. I don't know how that happens. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Sometimes like I get stuck in the comments and then the other ones don't scroll up. Anyway, I apologize if I missed your comment, and I always try to catch up on comments that I've missed afterwards. So if I do miss your comment, I will respond if necessary afterwards. So I've put it there on the left side of the card front. By the way, I'm using Highland Heather for the card base. Okay, so this one has some Stampin' Dimensionals on. I'm going to do some Stampin' Dimensionals on this next one. There they are. And these are both going to go on with like lost my words. Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going on at an angle like this. And then I've got my little circle, but you know what would be pretty to jazz that up would be a little bit of ribbon. So this is the white glittered organdy ribbon, and I'm going to put a little piece behind the circle to add some sparkle. And while I'm doing this, I was just remembering that we have this really cool set of enamel dots that I'm pretty sure is still current that has some Purple Posy in it. I was just looking at that thinking that's funny that it has Purple Posy and that's a retired color. So I'm going to show you in the catalog and then I'll get them out and we'll see if we want to add any embellishments to our card. Doesn't that ribbon just make it? Oh my goodness. I thought it was the perfect touch to add a little bit of sparkle and bling to this card. I like doing the ribbon like this because it lays flat and it's just not so bulky in the mail. So you can still add that touch of texture without bulking up a whole lot. So let's add some dimensionals to the back of the circles. Oh yes, Melissa, thank you so much. Well, no, actually the rectangle is from the scallop contour dies. So this one and the one that I used on that card both come from the scallop contour dies, which is 155560. I do use the Stitched So Sweetly a lot, but I didn't on this card. There are also some scallop rectangles in the Stitched So Sweetly sets. Just kind of some different sizes. Okay. Oh my gosh. Is that not just perfect? Oh, I love how quick and easy it can be. I felt like I tortured this card and it wasn't quick and easy, so I hope that this one makes up for it. Okay, here are the embellishments. They're called Playing with Pattern Resin Dots, and they had the Purple Posy in there. And I just want to double check and make sure. I'm pretty sure that they are still in the catalog, although I do sometimes tend to have some things that stick around. Yeah, right there. The Playing with Pattern Resin Dots, 152467. And so if you wanted to add some light purple. You could add some dots on here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like it doesn't need it because it's so beautiful just the way it is. You tell me, this or that. Do you like the addition of the dots, or do you feel like it's unnecessary? Somehow these transferred without their glue. So tell me what you think. Jana says she doesn't think it needs it. I think I agree. Oh, Becky, thank you for sharing my video. I don't want to move it since you guys are voting right now, but I see some yes and some no's. I'm seeing mostly no, you don't need it. Yeah. Catherine says dots are overkill. Maria says unnecessary. And Laura says she would put rhinestones instead. I think the really cool thing though about this glitter with ribbon is that like it has that little bling. So I think I prefer it without. I'm going to move these back over here. And of course, when you make this card at home, you can add rhinestones, you can add these, you know, enamel dots. Maybe you have something else. Oh my gosh, you know, really, I think I would love. Okay, I changed my mind. Let's try one more thing. This was supposed to be the easy one. Where? Here it is. The Expressions in Ink laser cut pieces. This is the ephemera pack, which, by the way, is going to be, you'll get half a pack of this ephemera pack as the free gift in January if you order $40 or more from me. So if you haven't placed an order in January yet, you'll definitely want to get your order in so you get a freebie from my online, or my free project kit and free gift. So this, I think, is the perfect, that one's backwards or something. I think that this is like a perfect embellishment that sort of mirrors the glitteriness of the ribbon without like taking away from it. So what do you guys think of those? These are so fun. The self-adhesive iridescent glitter sequins, which are part of the ephemera pack. I think that is just the right, and they kind of have like a little purple sparkle to them. All right, well, I'll leave this one plain, and I'll leave that one there, and you guys can see what you think. Yeah. Susan says she likes the sparkly ones better. I think I do too. All right, let's move on to our last project. So far, we have been using the Simply Marbleous designer paper, and we have been incorporating some of the other celebration gifts. So we used the Catching Butterflies stamp set. We used there's the paper. What else do we, oh, the Calming Camellia. That's this one back here. That's a host set. Next up, we're going to use the Island Vibes stamp set, as well as the Special Moments stamp set. Now, I haven't played a whole lot. I haven't played at all with the Island Vibes stamp set. So I actually am taking this card inspiration from a swap that I received from Kelly Acheson, who's a demonstrator friend of mine from Wisconsin. And she created this for a swap that I'm in, and I loved it so much. So I'm going to show you her card tonight. So I use this die from the Tasteful Label Dies, item 152886. We have so many fantastic like labels that you could probably substitute, you know, other ones that you have at home. For this one, we're using the pink marble paper, and I've cut it down to 3 3/4 inches by 5 and used the gingham embossing folder. And I just love the way that it just adds some fun texture to the card and really makes that background pop. Like, we have the texture of the embossing folder and also the variation in the marble, and I think it just gives it a totally different look. So that's how I did the background, and I have stuff cut for 2 cards, so we're just going to go ahead and stamp both of them. And here's a little tip. Now, I already had these labels cut, but if you're making this card at home, you could cut the label from the larger white and then put your designer paper over it because you won't see the hole. So that's a way to conserve paper. All right, for this one, I'm going to do my stamping, and I'm taking the labels and the gray pieces. I'm going to move these aside for right now. And we're going to stamp with the leaves and the pineapple. And the color that we're using is gray granite, which is this beautiful like mixture between gray and brown. It's really a pretty color. I used to use Sahara sand a lot, and this is a little bit darker than Sahara sand. And I think it's just such a pretty neutral, especially with pink. So for this is going to be for the inside, and I'm going to do these leaves down here in the corner. I just love that. It's almost maybe even a little too dark. So if you wanted to, you could stamp off on it first. And then we're going to do the pineapple over here on the label. This is going to be for the front of the card. And this has just so much fun detail in the stamp. It's also a distinctive stamp, I think. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I always, of course, think of pineapples as like yellow and green, but I love that this is just really simple. And, you know, doesn't require a lot of fussy coloring and changing. For the sentiment, we're going to use that awesome Special Moments stamp set. Now, this is one you can get for free with a $100 order during Celebration. It is available for everyone. You don't have to be a host for this one. And I just love all the different sentiments. So we're going to use just a card to say you're amazing. And then on the inside, I couldn't wait for a special occasion. I love that. I think it would be so amazing to get a card just because, you know, just for no special reason. I hope that you'll join me this week in sending a card to a friend, a just because card. No need to wait for a special occasion to tell your friends and family how much you love them. So join me this week. Let's all send cards together. I'm going to send these cards out, and I hope you'll make some cards at home. Some just because, and send to a special friend or family member. Maybe someone that you haven't seen in a little while. All right. This is going to be another quick card because I have things ready to go and all planned out. We are going to do our designer paper layers. Actually, I have another piece of designer paper left over, but when I cut this out, I had this little strip. So this is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and this is going to go here on the side just to bring in some of that pink color into the inside of the card. I love that. Okay, those are for the inside. For the outside, we're going to layer the, you know what we forgot to do on the, we forgot to stamp inside our purple cards. I had something in mind for that, and I just forgot to stamp it. So we'll grab those back out. And these are just layering onto a white piece. So again, the designer paper is 3 3/4 inches by 5, and the white is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll have the measurements in the video description when we're all done. So if you want to copy this card at home, you'll have the measurements that you need to do that. These are just being centered onto the card front. And then the pineapple is going to go over here, but look at how little that looks. We can move it up like this, or here's a little trick that Kelly did on her card. She cut the pineapple at the bottom. I thought this was so clever. And she used Stampin' Dimensionals, and then she tucked that underneath. So there's a gap, and then that covers the gap and it makes the pineapple look bigger. I thought that was so clever. So I'm going to do the same thing with mine. And I'm using Stampin' Dimensionals to put the labels on. And then, of course, we'll use some Stampin' Dimensionals for the centerpiece. Again, just a little trick to help out your spacing and make your card look a little bit higher, a little bit lower. I'm going to one side or the other there. Rule of thirds. There we go. So now this is going to go on some Stampin' Dimensionals right in the middle. I'm looking at her card and I see she's got that like at an angle, but I don't like that. So we're just going to go straight across. And how about some bling? Here are some of the new embellishments from the new mini catalog. And I have these left over for my product shares. So I'm just going to take one of those and add a little bit of iridescent rhinestone right there. And then this is going to go on the inside. One and two. Whenever I make cards, I like to do two at a time because you're starting by cutting your designer paper, your cardstock rather, in half. And so why not use both halves to make two cards? When I first started stamping, I didn't want to send my cards. Like I didn't, I didn't want to give them away. So I would often like make two and I would send one and keep one for like my little card file, I guess. Eventually I got over wanting to keep them and I would send them all. But how many of you keep your cards? Do you send them out or do you keep them? Maybe you also make two so that you could have one to keep and one to share. It's hard sometimes when we work hard on our cards to give it away and not see it again, right? Do you feel that way? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Oh, that's why I started taking pictures of my cards. Way back when, even before I started blogging, I would take pictures of my cards so that I could remember what I made. Yeah, Susan says, take a picture and mail it out. Absolutely. Well, especially now with when I first started stamping, that was 20 years ago. I didn't have a cell phone, so it wasn't so easy to take pictures of my cards. Like I had a regular camera. In fact, my regular camera it wasn't a digital camera 20 years ago. And so it wasn't so easy to take pictures. I remember when we got a digital camera because it was after Thomas was born. Maybe it was when Claire was born. Oh my gosh, things are so different. This year I will celebrate 20 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. That's so hard to believe. And oh my goodness, things are so different. They are so different than they were 20 years ago. Not only just with, product technology, right? Like we've got dies and die cuts and just so many amazing things that we didn't have back then. But just technology in general and the way that we find ideas and get ideas and stay connected. 20 years we weren't on Facebook doing Facebook Live. We weren't on YouTube doing videos. We were gathering in person to share ideas. Oh my gosh, I really love the way this card turned out. So there's the inside, there's the front. I love how that marble paper just really softens the gray granite. And I hope maybe this gives you an idea too with the island vibes. I've definitely got to play a little bit more with this stamp set because I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure about what to do with it. I think it's because there's only 3 stamps and I feel like they're hard to necessarily like use together because the pineapple and the leaves don't feel like the same proportion to me, but I like using one on the inside and one on the front. I think that's nice. Oh, Tony, thank you so much. And Maria, thank you also for your congratulations wishes. Well, this was our 3rd card. Did that go fast? We made 2 of the pineapple cards. We made 2 of the Calming Camellia cards, and I don't even want to show you. I don't even want to show you our Catching Butterfly card. It didn't turn out the way I'd hoped. I'm definitely going to be remaking this card when we're all done. But tonight we were focusing on the Simply Marbleous designer paper and sharing ideas using this designer paper. So I hope that you're inspired by the ideas that I shared and that you will consider getting the Simply Marbleous designer paper as your free celebration gift. Celebration ends in just 1 month. So if you haven't already, make sure you get your order in by February 28th to choose a free celebration gift for every $50 that you purchase. You can shop online at juliedavison.com/shop. If you get your order in that's over $40 in January, the free gift is going to be a half package of the Expressions in Ink ephemera pack and a sampling of the Expressions in Ink designer paper. I'm really excited about the projects that I'm working on to share in the bonus project kit. So get your order in, juliedavison.com/shop. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're not already a follower, make sure that you click like and follow me on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube so that you don't miss out on future videos. Tune in on Sunday at noon Central Time to see what Mom and I have created with the All Together Suite. And I will see you next time. Have a great weekend and happy stamping.